India, India, India. India is being a bad boy. This is your favorite half Chinese. All of a sudden, India doesn't want to cooperate with its friends anymore. Not anymore with its friends from BRICS and not anymore with its friends from the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. With BRICS, all of a sudden they are against the BRICS currency. And the reason for that is that India is focused on strengthening its national currency first, the rupee, and not the BRICS currency. Making the rupee stronger will be the top priority of the Modi government, he stated. The Indian currency will remain a national issue and not the BRICS currency, said the minister at a press conference. The foreign minister did not provide further information but hinted that India might back out from the BRICS currency. And this doesn't really make any sense, as they would still be allowed to do business and trade in their own currency, the rupee. And a BRICS currency would give more security and safety against sanctions from the United States, who often weaponize the dollar. So in my view, it doesn't really make much sense, but yeah, who am I? It will not hurt them at all. It actually would benefit them in case of sanctions. And as they have another option and a better bargaining position against the United States in case of sanctions. And they would be less vulnerable to sanctions from the United States because the United States will then know, oh, wait a minute, they have another option. So if we sanction them, they will be pushed more to the BRICS currency. And that is really bad for our dollar. So that is why it doesn't really make much sense to me. And then India doesn't want to sign the SCO Economic Development Strategy for 2030. And their argument was that they were wary of Chinese phrasing, which is kind of weird as the initiative was proposed by Tajikistan. And also, the New Delhi Declaration mentioned the document with a unique phrasing. It said that the SCO leaders consider it important to ensure the implementation of the SCO Economic Development Strategy 2030 adopted by interested member states by inserting the phrase interested. It was clear that the document had not got universal endorsement. That's not totally true. But the SCO Economic Development Strategy for 2030, which according to the Kremlin was among the approved decisions of the Council of the Heads of States. So that means it actually was approved. But what is the SCO Economic Development Strategy? And would it be good for India or not so good for India? Because that is how you have to determine whether you go along with something, yes or no. The member states intend to broaden and deepen cooperation for sustainable socio-economic development and to improve the well-being and living standards of the people in the SCO region. Interested members consider it important to ensure the implementation of the 2030 SCO Economic Development Strategy, other joint programs and projects aimed at promoting cooperation in such priority areas as the digital economy, high technology and innovation, creation of new and modernization of existing international routes for road and rail transport, multimodal transport corridors and logistic centers, finance and investment, energy and food security, reliable, resilient, and diversified supply chains, industrial cooperation, and interregional ties. The member states intend to strengthen cooperation in education, science, technology, culture, health, disaster management, as well as tourism, sports, and people-to-people contacts, especially through women and youth, public diplomacy, institutions, cultural centers, and media. The member states noting the importance of cooperation in the field of environmental protection, ecological security and prevention of the negative consequences of climate change, development of specially protected nature reserves and ecotourism, agreed to declare 2024 as the SCO Year of the Environment. That is what it is about. So to be honest, I myself don't see really something wrong with it, but maybe you can find it. If there's anybody from India, maybe they can clarify it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What is going on? The decisions to go against all this came right after Prime Minister Modi came back from the United States. And that's very interesting because these initiatives and strategies and all these things, these initiatives are not initiatives that just come in a day or two. The SCO development strategy for 2030, I believe, was already in the making ever since 2017. And God knows how long the BRICS currency was on the menu. So they could have injected their thought process into it, or their ideas, or objected against it, or already say no to it right before, right? But they just went along until the last minute, and then they refused to sign. And all the years before that, they never even mentioned it or mentioned that they had a problem with one of their things or whatever it is. All of a sudden, when Prime Minister Modi came back from the United States, he decided to not go along anymore with his friends. So that to me in itself is kind of fishy and leads me to believe that BRICS and SCO should look for a new partner other than India. And a lot are lining up, to be honest. Maybe India thinks destroying anything to do with China will make them stronger. I always strongly object to that kind of strategy. I believe in building up yourself makes you stronger, and not to hurt the feelings of my dear Indian friends. But the economy of India is no match for the one that China has. Even if China would fall tomorrow, India couldn't pick up the business of China, simply because they are not ready for it. They lack the infrastructure. They lack the healthy people that can work longer hours. They lack a lot of people with the knowledge, the technical knowledge needed for certain projects. So those are the first things they need to transform before they can even think of competing with China or taking over China's position. But that is just one of my theories. I'm not saying that it is, because obviously I do not know what is going on in the head of Prime Minister Modi. But what I see in the Shanghai Cooperation Economic Development Strategy for 2030 would actually be very good for India and would help them accomplish a road to become a competitor of China. It literally got all the ingredients they need, and yet they declined. And that's kind of odd to me. In my view, he's doing a disfavor to the people of India and his citizens. But obviously, I don't know what other strategy he had on his mind, or maybe I'm overlooking something. I don't know. So you guys let me know in the comment section what your point of view on this whole matter is. 1. Does India do good by this or not? 2. Should BRICS and the SCO ask India to leave the organization, or should they keep India in with the danger of them trying to sabotage them in the future? Anyway, that was it. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'm really interested to know and learn some other perspectives. This was your favorite half Chinese. Please give it a like, share, and if you have not yet, then please follow. And as always, have a mighty good day. And I see you guys in the next video.